Hello leaders, and welcome to a new episode of the Environmental Leadership Series. In this episode we'll be talking about advanced communications methods, taking communication into action. From organization to action. As we learned in episode 7, there are multiple steps in planning your communications campaign, from defining audience to allocating financial and human resources. In today's episode, we'll dive deeper into the campaign organization and assess what you need to do to succeed. 6 key metrics for communication. These metrics were introduced in episode 7 and will be elaborated on in episode 8. The first will be audience, second, key message, third, timeline, fourth, communications mix, fifth, objective, and 6, promotions. Audience. Making a list of potential psychographic characteristics of your community will help you better understand and define the audiences in your community. For example, you could ask questions like, where are you targeting? In a city? In a county? What does your audience look like? Age range, income, background, and personal behaviors are all great starting characteristics. If you use digital marketing to target your audience, there are web tools now like Facebook Analytics which allow you to specify characteristics very easily. Key message. Each specific audience should have its own key message which deviates from your main objective statement. You also shouldn't oversaturate your community with varying messages, which is why 1 to 2 audiences and key messages is sufficient for a community level campaign. In your key message, answer this question for your audience. Why should they take action now? Timeline. As mentioned last week, timelines don't need to be too specific since they will likely change throughout the process. But make sure, though, to factor in time not only for your team, but also for community stakeholders and your audience. If your audience or stakeholders need time to adjust or understand your issue, then plan ahead before you ask them to take action. Communications mix. A communications mix involves explicitly stating what your external and internal modes of the communication will be. For example, you could list them out as in one column, external communications mix with a press release and Facebook group, and internal communications mix being teleconference and face-to-face meetings. Objective. There are 3 types of objectives in a communications campaign, which we didn't go over last week, but will make sense now. So an overall objective describes what this campaign plans to do in the most general sense. Your project objectives describe what the overall campaign will do in specific steps, which are usually listed in bullet points. And communications objectives describe what your team hopes to convey to your audience, again, in bullet point form usually. Promotion. It is a vital last step in your campaign because it will guide your team on how best to continue the campaign throughout the process. Identify your best external and internal communication methods. Determine a realistic timeline and goal for each of those, and explain how each of those methods will lead your team to victory. Some final thoughts on communication strategy. Episodes 7 and 8 should be watched as 2 parts of the same video, so if you haven't already, please check out episode 7 linked below. Preparation is one of the strongest determining factors for success. So please, plan ahead and your due diligence will pay off in the end. Finally, communications are really about connecting people together. So make sure that at the heart of what you're doing is a little bit of heart yourself. Compassion and kindness are two of the most virtuous and winning qualities in a leader and communicator. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. There will be new videos every Wednesday. And as always, go on and be great leaders.